Knock, knock, who's there? It's the 1992 Pontiac Trans Sport. Hey folks, it's Ben. I'm here with my 92 Pontiac Trans Sport with the 3.1 liter V6. It's frosty season, so we're having to defrost our windshield, and it's actually doing a pretty good job at that. But it's not creating enough heat to maybe warm your soul. So we're probably only getting maybe, it seems probably about 160, 170 degrees Fahrenheit on the car, according to the temperature gauge and according to the feel from the heater core. So we're just going to go ahead and change the thermostat out. Now you can get 180, 190, 195. The only one my local Napa had in stock was a 195, which for now will be fine. Part number 222. I thought that was interesting. And it's not hard to change. In fact, I'm hoping to be out of here in like 5 minutes or less. So what we've done here, or what I've already got, is I've jacked the car up a little bit, just a little bit, not the tire off the ground, but I got the chassis up so I could slip in my big coolant catching tray, my big underbed sweater tray that I use to catch all the things that leak. And I've got my wrench here with a 13 millimeter socket on it. I have 2 gallons of coolant, which I'm only going to need about, with any luck, a couple cups, maybe that. We are in glycol land. So what I like to do is take a concentrated gallon, put it into a big water jug and mark that water jug. So see, glycol 50-50. Then put another gallon in it, and there, you got 2 gallons for everything you use, and I'll put a cap on it later. We'll be good to go. Back to our thermostat, really easy. What we have here is our thermostat cover, and we have 2 13 millimeter bolts on each side, and that's it. Now, the manual has you removing this hose and then removing this plate, but I found it's just easier just to remove the 2 bolts, lift it off, swap the thermostat, put the new one back on, and away you go. Of course, by being tilted up a little bit this way, we got more coolant on this side. Hopefully we're not going to leak as much. We can hopefully lift this up, just put it aside real quick. We won't lose that much coolant, I'm hoping. We'll see how it goes. Anyway, let's get started. In case you didn't know what a thermostat looked like, if this is your first time, it looks like this. And what you need to check for is that it comes with this rubber, wow, that is really gone. This rubber ring, because this is actually what seals the thermostat in the block and keeps coolant from leaking out of that flanger. There is no gasket, it's just this guy sitting in there. So is there a little hole poked in there somewhere? I guess not. Usually they got a little air bubble bypass thing, but it says right inside 195, and we'll be able to look at 196 actually, 5, 6, one of those. We'll be able to look at the old one and see what it was before we changed it. So I'll get my ratchet set up and let's take it out. All right, so through the magic of editing, here we are. Now pulling these 2 bolts out, you just back them off, and mine came off fairly easy, but they have some resistance to them. So we're gonna add another chemical to the mix. Here's some anti-seize, and we'll cover these bolts in anti-seize going back in, because this is aluminum, that's aluminum, it's all aluminum, and it wants to destroy itself if you're not careful. So we'll take the rest, we'll take these bolts right out. They're kind of long-legged. Here we go, there's 1. It's dry, that's good. And 2. Now this thing is either there forever and you got to shake the hell out of it, or it's ready to come off, one of the 2. I'm hoping it's ready to come off. Yep, it is. So we'll lift this thermostat stuck to it. That's interesting. So there's the block. And here's my thermostat right there. Come on, you. Let's make sure it brings its ring with it. There we go. Now actually any water in this hose is like actually going to probably come through that hole there. And it was originally, it looks like a 195 as well. Oh, that is? Not sure. Yeah, it looks like, yeah, 195F. So it was a 195F. It's not quite getting there anymore. So now we're going to take our new one. I'm not going to worry about the sealing surface too bad. I'm going to run my finger over it, make sure there's no chunks or gouges. And I'm just going to drop this in like so and make sure it's kind of pressed down equally, and it is. This is a good time now to stop and anti-seize my bolts, and we'll put the top back. All right, so now you get your impromptu installation. So we take our top and we set it down right here. It should fit. I didn't actually check the back here to make sure. Yeah, it's just flat on the nozzle here. So it's in the hole, and we put our flat valve here, just like so. I can hear coolant trying to escape. I'll take my, it's out of focus, but I'm talking, so I guess that counts. Take my bolts that have been anti-seized and find the hole. This plug likes to get in the way, it seems. There we go. There's one, and I'm in the light too, so this is excellent video. And we'll take our second one and get it started. And we'll bring them down nice with the ratchet, like so. So we got them there, fire them down, and I'll be right back. And like 10 seconds later, that's that. These are pushed down so that they make contact, and you snug them just a bit. We don't want to crush the heck out of that rubber O-ring. We just want it to seal. I'm also running, for those with high mileage engines, and this one is under 500,000 kilometers, barely. I also run a 7-pound radiator cap. Don't need to run all 15, 16 pounds on that thing. These poor gaskets are just like, no. So I run 7 pounds. It provides just as much cooling and heating as this vehicle needs. And I'm going to reduce the wear and tear on a bunch of stuff. So with that side's done. We come over here, pop this guy open. And the level is actually, doesn't look like it went anywhere. So I'll put it on level ground and we'll see how it looks like when I flatten it. And that's that. So we're level now. You can tell by my drip pen, which wasn't empty to begin with, but it's got lots of Dexcool on it, but there are little streaks of green. There's a little bit of green in here, but not that much. And if you look inside the cap now that we're level, we're down an inch, maybe. So we'll top that off. I'm gonna kind of super fill the tank a little bit too, the coolant recovery tank. And we'll keep an eye on it for the next couple days, make sure nothing's leaking and it's not consuming way too much coolant. And that's that. Thermostat changed. Should be a lot more heat in it now once it gets hot. But I'll let you know in the notes if something's awry or something doesn't happen. If you have any questions on changing the thermostat, feel free. You need the part number. I'll try to remember to put it in the notes, but probably won't happen. But I'll give it a try. And the next winterization thing I got to do beside the thermostat is I've got these tasty 16-inch wheels. We've got to switch her back over to her snow tires. And then a fun project coming up, we're going to make a super block heater, which consists of a block heater, a battery tender, and an interior heater. So whenever you plug it in, it'll heat the interior, heat the engine block, and keep your battery toasty nice. So that's coming up too. So we'll see you next time.